Nothing gives meaning where no meaning is. And truth needs no defense to make it true. Illusions have no witnesses and no effects. Who looks on them is but deceived. Forgiveness is the only function here and serves to bring the joy this world denies to every aspect of God's Son where sin was thought to rule. Perhaps you do not see the role forgiveness plays in ending death and all beliefs that rise from myths of guilt. Sins are belief that you impose between your brother and yourself. They limit you to time and place and give a little space to you, another little space to him. This separating off is symbolized in your perception by a body which is clearly separate and a thing apart. Yet what this symbol represents is but your wish to be apart and separate. Well, I wish you wouldn't have mentioned that last part. What you just, it's your wish, you know. You just, you know.
It's our wish to be separate. Now, why do we wish to be separate when the truth of happiness, as he's telling us, is oneness? Why do we wish? Because we believe guilt is real. We believe we're guilty, and we've got this convincing argument that, okay, if guilt's real, then I'm going to be separate from you because I just made you the guilty one. Like, as long as we believe guilt is real, we're going to want to keep you there because you're going to be the guilty one, so I don't have to be guilty.
Right.
That's why we're doing this. This is all about, I'm trying to save myself from a guilt, okay, by projecting it out there. If you're guilty, I'm innocent, right? But the problem in the whole thing here is God saying we're not guilty. So you're wasting your time being separate. Your separation is not saving you. That's why it's called the eagle's plan of salvation. To save you from this guilt that you have just decided is so real, you're not even going to question it. Remember, that's the arrogance of the ego, saying, you know, I'm so convinced I'm guilty and deserve punishment, I'm not going to ask God if that's true, and I'm not going to ask God if the so what I'm going to do, the solution is, well, I'm going to make you responsible, you're the guilty one, I'm innocent. And so that's, the separation is going to keep going as long as we have any ideas of guilt. If we have any ideas that we're guilty, we will want to keep our brothers separate so we can project it. So that's why this beginning of our discussion is all about the source of that idea is your own mind. It is not what's going on, and you can undo it there. The answer is there. The answer, which is that we're not guilty in any form, no matter what it appears to be, because appearances deceive, is how we stop this desire to be separate from each other and stay in this body fenced area.
I have a question. So you have the concept of separation, you have the concept of guilt. I thought it all started because we felt that we could make ourselves separate, but you're saying that the purpose of our seeing our separation is so that we have a place to misplace this guilt, this perception on. Well, and maybe it's not important, chicken or the egg, whether separation.
I think it probably is. So let's just intuitive list, through it. Let's say, okay, the way the Course describes it, the fall was caused by the idea I want to be separate and different. I want to be, actually not separate, I want to be special. Okay, so the special is not necessarily separate, because we weren't really intending to lose all power by being separate from all power. But the idea of specialness cannot exist when there's oneness, because everybody's the same in oneness. So to be special, we had to like dream this separate reality. So we dreamed the separate reality to be special, but then when we thought it was real, we started to get freaked out and had decided it had really happened. Now we're guilty. And so now to keep the guilt keeps the separation going. Okay, otherwise we go, I don't like the way this feels. I'm going home. I'm going back to oneness. This specialness is no fun. Going back. But the guilt is keeping us from making that choice or even seeing we have it, because we've made it your responsibility that I've lost my power. We put it out there because we believed in it so totally that it was a sin, a real accomplishment. So that's why we've got to get our whole understanding. Anytime we're out of sorts with our real identity, it is not evidence that we've really changed ourselves. it's an error in our perception. It's an error in the way we're perceiving things. Then we can correct it. As long as it's a reality, it's a statement of who we are, a definition of who we are, what we do, we're going to be afraid. And we're going to keep it. And we're going to keep doing it. Because we're not going to see it to undo it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that was.
So
Intuitively.
when we make somebody else guilty, then we keep our specialness. Because it's like, look what you did, I wouldn't do that.
That's true. We're keeping ourselves different. And we're keeping our own guilt for what they're doing hidden.
Right.
Hidden in the vaults.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're stuck. We're just stuck here, attacking ourselves in the appearance of someone else. And losing all the peace, joy, and power we could have. Okay, we're on to the next chapter. I think it's mine, paragraph, it's mine, huh? Forgiveness takes away what stands between your brother and yourself. It is the wish that you be joined with him and not apart. We call it wish because it still conceives of other choices and has not yet reached beyond the world of choice entirely. Yet is this wish in line with heaven's state and not in opposition to God's will. Although it falls far short of giving you your full inheritance, it does remove the obstacles that you have placed between the heaven where you are and recognition of where and what you are. Facts are unchanged, yet facts can be denied and thus unknown, though they were known before they were denied. So that's why forgiveness, can you see, if guilt is our only reason we're stuck here, forgiveness undoes guilt. It's the only way to get unstuck. In any mindset that doesn't reflect heaven's state, we're stuck in some idea of guilt that we're holding on to. And so that's why the decision for the miracle or forgiveness is the way out of the mindset and out of the state. And why it's our total function through the Course's definition of our problem. Caught in a dream of guilt. The way out is forgiveness.